Hello and welcome everyone to the Drishti IAS English YouTube channel. My name is Pragya and in today's episode of Environment Primer, we are starting with a very unique series that is known as Death by Breath, and we'll have an exhaustive coverage of air pollution in this series by having 2-3 episodes dedicated to the problem of air pollution, and we'll also try to find a solution an answer to the problem that why Indians are choking on pollution and how we can mitigate the air pollution, because it is currently very much in news. If you see the Delhi's weather outside, you will find that it is filled with smog, and this happens almost every year at the onset of winters. So we'll try to find out, we'll firstly understand what is air pollution, what are its causes in detail, and then we'll try to find a solution in this regard. The title of our today's discussion, as I was saying this before also, it is Air Pollution, Death by Breath. So as you can see, this is the picture of India Gate covered in smog. And this scenario is very much common in Delhi at the very onset of winters. Not only Delhi, this year it has been reported that Mumbai is more polluted than Delhi. So in the very first episode, we'll be studying about what is air pollution. Okay, we're also going to see the particulate matter and we'll understand what this particulate matter means. We are also going to answer the following question, that why Indians are choking on pollution. We are also going to see some of the government initiatives to curb air pollution, and in the end we are going to see a practice question for your prelims examination and a practice question for your mains examination. So if I talk about the background of our today's topic, okay, so this is an article in the Indian Express that Indians are indeed choking on air pollution. And not only this, air pollution is causing various chronic illnesses, various health hazards, and it is levying a fine for our very own mistake of polluting the environment. So this brings us to the moot question of our today's discussion, that what is air pollution? So if I talk about air pollution, it is the suspension of various pollutants in the gaseous state or solid state or liquid state. Okay, not only this, it also talks about noise pollution, radioactive pollution, and it somewhere or the other is derogatory to the human health as well as harmful to the environment. So air pollution can be defined as the suspension of particulate matters or other matters in solid, liquid and gaseous states which cause the pollution of the air. It is the contamination of the air due to the presence of substances in the atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans. So this is what I was explaining to you before also, that this constitutes of various substances that can cause chronic illnesses, diseases in the human, and they are very hazardous for the human health. A recent report of the Air Quality Life Index AQLI published by Michael Greenstone from the Energy Policy Institute of the University of Chicago, known as the EPIC, estimated that Indians were losing 5.3 years of life expectancy on average due to the ill health effects of the air pollution. And if you talk about Delhi, this loss of life expectancy is even higher. It is pegged at 11.9%. So just by being in Delhi, you are losing on 11.9 years of your life. So this is a very serious situation, and this happens almost every year. Okay, and Delhi features at the top or near the top of the world's most polluted cities. Sadly, this is a very sorry state of affairs for Delhi. Though being the national capitals, it reels under air pollution, and we need very effective strategies to mitigate the air pollution, because there is a saying known as boys smoke cigarettes, men smoke cigars, but legends live in Delhi NCR. So this is a very famous saying which you might also have heard, because living and breathing in Delhi's air is equivalent to smoking 20 cigarettes a day. So just imagine the level of pollution that the Delhi air is carrying with itself. Okay, and sometimes relieving us of the dubious distinction of wearing the carbon crown. So this is also a satire. Okay, it seems as if we are wearing a carbon crown on the top of our head if we are living in Delhi, and Delhi is among the most polluted cities in the world. However, Delhi is not alone amongst the Indian cities. I was explaining to you before also that this year reports have come out and it states that not only Delhi, Mumbai is severely polluted as well. Mumbai's air quality has dropped down below Delhi's air quality as well. So, if I talk about the report in a 2022 list of 50 most polluted cities put out by IQ Air, a Swiss air quality information platform, 39 of them are Indian cities. So that's what I'm saying, that Indians are indeed choking on air pollution. Okay, now let us understand what is this particulate matter which we often hear in news and how it is increasing the problems related to air pollution. So if I talk about the problems, particulate matter, it is a mixture of solid particles and liquid droplets found in the air. So what happens is they remain suspended due to the low wind speed, or due to the other factors, they remain suspended in the air. Ideally they should disperse, okay, but to disperse them we need rainfall, we need constant monsoons, we need wind speeds, but due to the geographically landlocked Ganga plains in India, it is not possible, and that is why they are so harmful, because they remain dispersed in air. These complex mixtures include both organic and inorganic particles such as dust, pollen, soot, smoke and liquid droplets. Okay, particulate matter like dust, liquids and soot which are suspended in the air are called suspended particulate matter. So this was all about the particulate matter. Let me show you by a pictorial representation what are the particulate matter and how do they affect you, and what is the quality or categorization of the particulate matter based on their size. So see, this is the coarse particulate matter, 2.5 to 10 micrometer. Okay, then PM 2.5, which is often in news, directly can be inhaled by our through our nose, and it can go to the lungs and directly affects the blood streams. In fact, there are very fine particular matter also, fine particulate matter, fine particulate matter, which are less than 0.1 mm. Just imagine, they are so fine in nature, and you are susceptible to inhale these kind of fine particulate matter. This is also known as fine particulate matter air pollution. So this is the ideal size, okay, and these small particulate matters are below the size of less than the size of 2.5 mm. Okay, and this is PM10. So all of these is equally harmful, but PM less than 2.5 mm can be directly inhaled. So if I try to categorize the particulate matter on the basis of their size, they are inhalable coarse particles. The diameter size of the particles ranges from 2.5 to 10 mm, as I have mentioned this before also. Then there are fine particles. They are usually found in haze and smoke, and the size can range up to 2.5 mm, and they are very fine particulate matter also, which can directly impact your blood streams and cause blood clots. So they are lesser than the size of 0.1 mm, as I was explaining to you before also. So this was all about the particulate matter which we hear in news, and how inhaling it can be very harmful for our health. Now let us analyze the health hazards they are causing. So if I talk about why Indians are choking on pollution, so the national air quality standards in India are less rigorous than the WHO standards. For PM 2.5, the WHO sets a limit of 5 microns, but in India the limit is 40 microns. So no Indian city is following the WHO's pristine standards. Though 22 Indian cities follow the national air quality standards, but no Indian cities is following the pristine standard that is set by WHO. Even when Delhi reports a level of 126, it far exceeds the national and the WHO standards, and hence the pollution. Okay, it must be recognized that health harms from air pollution occur at even lower levels than the national standard, with a continuum of rising risk as pollutant levels increase. So this is what I was talking about, that we are measuring the air quality index, okay, AQI. You must have heard in the news, and I have discussed AQI in my video of GRAP when I was discussing graded response action plan, which is enforced in Delhi to as AQI turns severe. Okay, so when we measure the AQI, we often assume that low AQI does not cause any health hazards, but this is not the case. Even if there is low AQI, there is still particulate matters that are suspended in the air, and they can cause very huge health hazards, very huge chronic illnesses. Now let us analyze some of the health hazards that are caused by the particulate matters. Okay, so the health impacts include acute effects like burning eyes, irritation of nose and throat, and cough and feeling of choked breath. This is very frequent while smog is there in Delhi. Okay, smog is a combination of the word smoke plus fog. Very obvious during the onset of winters, and it definitely causes burning of eyes, cold, cough, sore throats, etc. Very common. Okay, and this impacts us all. Okay, but serious harm can also arise, such as heart attacks, brain strokes, which are provoked when atherosclerotic plaques in blood vessels are disrupted by the pollutants, thereby triggering blood clots. So this is what I was explaining to you before. There are very fine particulate matters as well, and they directly are inhalable, and they directly target our blood vessels. And when you have blood clots in the blood vessels, definitely it will hamper the functioning of your heart and brain, and it can even lead to a stroke. Okay, so the pollution, the problem of pollution in India can be attributed to its geographical factors and lack of wind speeds. Okay, so what happens is, geographically the landlocked Indo-Gangetic plain has the highest levels of pollution, as it lacks the dispersal that sea breeze brings to coastal area. So this is what I was explaining, that there is absolutely no wind speed in the landlocked countries. So in coastal areas there is a phenomenon of sea breeze, that the sea cools and the cool breeze comes, and the sea warms due to the sunlight, etc., and the warm breezes comes. So due to the phenomenon of sea breeze, what happens is, the particular matters are not settled in the air, they get dispersed. But this is not the case with the landlocked countries, which are not having any kind of water body. So the wind speed is almost negligible during the onset of winter season, and the rising temperature, like the lowering down of temperature, causes the particulate matter to settle down. Okay, the problem is exacerbated during the harsh winter that much of this region experiences, as cold air does not flow easily to disperse pollutants. So this is main reason of the pollutants settling down, because there is absolutely no wind speed to disperse them, and that is why the huge level of air pollution we experience in Delhi and other such Indian states at the onset of the winter season. Okay, it is now known that long-term exposure to air pollution can raise blood pressure, known as hypertension, lead to cardiovascular, cerebrovascular, and peripheral vascular diseases, causes cancers, and raise the risks of diabetes, dementia, and cataracts, besides the well-recognized risks of chronic lung disease and asthma. So these are some of the important health impacts of air pollution with the Indians. Okay, the air pollution can increase blood pressure, and definitely when the particulate matters reaches your bloodstream, they will cause clots, as I am explaining that, and these clots definitely can stop the working of heart and brain. So many of the serious chronic diseases, not only the lung diseases, not only asthma, but diabetes also, but memory loss also, all of this can be caused by the harmful effects of air pollution, and that is why we need to strategically mitigate the air pollution and curb the air pollution. Okay, Inflammation stoked by air pollution can damage many organs and lower immunity to infections. Particulate matter 2.5 has been found in maternal placenta and fetal brains as well. So just imagine the plight of the children, stillborn children, okay, newborn children. Air pollution is causing stillborn children. The children are not being able to born alive, okay. And newborn children are also not immune from the hazardous impacts of the air pollution. Particulate matters that we are inhaling is found in their placenta and fetal brain as well. So such a tender brain already affected by air pollution, okay. Exposure to air pollution during pregnancy increases the risk of stillbirths, as I have explained, neonatal deaths, low birth weight babies and birth defects, okay. Children chronically exposed to air pollution have repeated respiratory infections, susceptibility to asthmatic attacks, lower learning ability and impaired physical growth. So just imagine the children, like the future of our future generation. In every lecture we discuss the sustainable development, okay. We discuss the 2030 targets of climate change. And why are we discussing this again and again? Why? Because not only us, but our future generations are also impacted. You see, babies, newly small babies are suffering from asthma attacks, are suffering from various they are born with various disabilities, they are suffering from chronic illnesses since childhood. Why? Because we are not able to curb the air pollution. So not only we have to think about our generation, our survival, but we also have to think about the survival of the future generations as well. And that is why we need to mitigate such environmental hazards known as pollution, okay. Now let us discuss the government initiatives to curb air pollution. The first and the foremost initiative that the Indian government has taken is the National Air Quality Monitoring Program. This monitors the air quality and helps in determining when it becomes poor, moderate, severe, etc. And it also helps in taking steps to clean the air or monitor the clean air quality as well, okay. Central Pollution Control Board. This is a statutory board constituted under the Water Act, which derives its powers from the Air Act, okay. And CPCB helps in the monitoring of air pollutants, okay. It helps in taking measures to stop air pollution. In fact, the Graded Response Action Plan is also an initiative by the CPCB. In fact, CPCB is the body which comes out with the air quality index as well, AQI, okay. And it color codes it so that the common man can understand and compare the air quality index in other places as well as in his place, okay. And there is this National Air Quality Index or the AQI. This is what I was explaining, that this is published by the CPCB. It was launched by the Ministry of Forest, Environment and Climate Change, and this helps us in determining the air quality of our location, and it is color coded, and AQI has been discussed in my lecture of GRAP, and if required, I'll make a separate video on understanding what is AQI, okay. Now there is System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting and Research, SAFAR. This was developed by IITM and IMD. SAFAR was developed by IITM and IMD. It is indigenously developed and it monitors the, I hope it is clear that it is IITM and IMD. So SAFAR is an indigenous platform and it functions in Delhi NCR. It monitors the air quality and it shows early warning signs if the air quality is becoming poor. It not only monitors the pollutants, it also monitors various other parameters like temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, etc. So all of these measures is taken by the Indian government to curb air pollution. Then there is National Clean Air Program as well. National Clean Air Program. Okay. So National Clean Air Program is launched under the National Action Plan on Climate Change. Okay. So this National Clean Air Program is very ambitious as it talks about reducing the particulate matter, taking steps to curb air pollution, etc. So these were all the initiatives that the Indian government has taken. So if you ask me, ma'am, what can we do as a community? Like, okay, how can we prevent the air pollution? So at individual level, air purifiers can be used, okay. And at community level, there should be steps taken to prevent crop burning or stubble burning, okay. There should be steps to prevent garbage burning by the urban poor people, okay. So as a community also we can come forward and by stopping all of these, and we should not also resort to indiscriminate construction works, because construction works are also causing air pollution. Then as far as possible, use the public transport like metros, buses, etc. okay. So metros, buses, and whenever you buy a vehicle, you should ensure that it adheres to the Bharat standards or the BS standards, okay. And if possible, you should switch your vehicle to the electronic vehicles. And if not, carpooling, etc., use of public transport, etc., can be done, so that individual liability can also be seen to promote the air quality and to curb the air pollution. So as a community, definitely we need to switch from fossil fuels to greener fuels, okay. And we are trying to switch from fossil fuels to greener fuels day by day. Then there is also green crackers initiatives by CSIR. So these green crackers are less harmful for the environment. So these all measures we can take at individual and community level as well to curb the air pollution. With this, we come to a conclusion of our today's discussion. We have seen what is air pollution. We have also discussed what are particulate matters and how they are impacting our health slowly and slowly. Okay, we have also seen the government initiatives. We have also understand what we can do as individuals and how can we curb the air pollution. Now let us discuss a practice question for your prelims examination. So the question is, consider the following statements. So statement number 1 is, the term smog is derived from the words smoke and fog. Your statement number 2 is, PM below 2.5 mm can be inhaled and is a serious cause of health hazards. Which of the following statements given above are correct? Your options are, option A is 1 only, option B is 2 only, option C is both 1 and 2, and option D is neither 1 nor 2. Kindly drop your answers in the comment box below. Now let us see a practice question for your mains examination. So your question is, what are the reasons and costs of rising air pollution? Enumerate the measures to curb air pollution. So firstly, we will describe what is air pollution as I have explained in my discussion today. You will write about PM and you will also write about what are the various pollutants, okay. And you will also write the government initiatives to curb the air pollution. You will also talk about the health impacts, and you will also write the individual efforts we can take, like switching to non-fossil fuel based public transport, such as electronic vehicles, such as resorting to burst only green crackers, etc. okay. So you can conclude it holistically. Definitely there is a serious threat of air pollution on the life of the humans, and we need to mitigate the air pollution. I hope this session was insightful for you. If you have any feedback regarding the session, kindly drop it in the comment box below. If you found today's discussion to be helpful, kindly like the video and subscribe to our channel for more such updates. Thank you.